But because in my mind I was equating the Japanese culture to the values of the West, I contributed that I was a single mother.
Yeah.
Well, the look that came on his face, a shadow came down his face with the speed of a guillotine, and that actually ruined our day. He basically told me that I had no business doing that to my son, that my son needed to live with his father. I knew straight away when he started speaking that I'd crossed a cultural line that I could not step back from. And to cut a long story short, the minute the doors of the train opened, he shot out and left me on my own. And the following day, he did not accompany me. A junior of the organization came with me instead, and she was a woman, a young woman, who was delightful, by the way. But this told me that I basically stepped into territory that was really, I mean, not deemed as acceptable in Japanese society.
So, I mean, it's a very graphic story. In fact, I mean, it's great to actually have someone, because people are making these mistakes all of the time, I'm sure. Even I was reading your Japanese tea ceremony story, and I can hardly believe the level of detail that's in here. It's gorgeous.
Absolutely,
and, I would freak if I was invited because I'm so noisy. And they apparently just like softly spoken, sort of a Zen moment at a Japanese tea ceremony.
That's exactly right. I mean, you know, and look, we can't help ourselves. We go to another country and we have the tendency to behave the same way as we do while at home because we don't know any better.
Yeah.
And vice versa, foreigners that come to visit us. Yeah. So what I'm trying to do with this book is to foster understanding and bridge the cultural divides.
Yeah. So I've asked you this before, but I'll ask you again. What is it that really presses you? I mean, my understanding of you is that you're an incredibly soft and accommodating gentle person, and that this is so that people understand each other better. Can you elaborate?
Yes, well, what does press my buttons is ignorance, and people not wanting to learn, being stuck in their mindsets, and having a preconceived idea of what a culture is and isn't.
Yeah.
That presses my buttons. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you take away the cultural differences, and underneath it all, people are actually the same, and we are dealing with individuals.
Yes.
And when you come down to it, there is no typical stereotype of a particular culture. There are always going to be exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
But as a whole, one must always travel with the knowledge up here, so that you are prepared to be culturally correct, to know what the local customs are, and to behave accordingly. To not do so is just arrogance on our part as travelers.
Yeah. So, I mean, that immediately makes you, allows you to be included in the countries that you go. You would obviously see more of their culture by being sensitive to it. You'd probably be invited to their homes sometimes and incorporated more into their whole lifestyle as a tourist, which would be a great advantage.
Well, as a tourist, if you are traveling as a tourist, then yes, it will give you a far more authentic and enriching cultural experience. Not only that, you'll actually be safer, because when you blend in with the locals, you stand out less as a foreigner.
Yeah.
You don't want to stand out more as a foreigner, because then you're open to being scammed. Yeah. If you are traveling on business, then you have a better chance of signing off that deal.
Yeah.
Because your foreign hosts will then trust you a lot quicker, and will want to build that a relationship
Yeah.
with you. So whether you are just a tourist or a business traveler, there is a win-win on both sides.
Yeah.
How can you not put the
Yeah.
effort into being culturally correct?
Yeah. So, of course, this gets into the boardroom,
Yes.
into accepting invitations for giving gifts, for
Yes.
all of it.
Yes.
It's complicated to know. I mean, looking at some of the things, even ascot to the races or
Oh,
whatever.
yes, what to wear, what not to wear.
Yeah, that. I mean, it was, my family went to Royal Ascot years ago and it was totally compulsory to wear a hat. In
Yes.
fact, I don't even think they allowed divorcees in there at that point, right? So things have
That's how
probably
strict it can be.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're doing business in different countries, you might be lucky enough to be invited to some lovely occasions and to act appropriately and know exactly how to deal with the situation is absolute kudos for you.
Yes.
So,
Absolutely.
if someone wants to buy this book, where do they actually go?
It is available on Amazon.
Yes.
You can download a copy for your Kindle or
Yeah.
for your iPad, or if you want to, it is available in the hard copy as well.
Great. So you just go to Amazon.com and look up Culture Savvy for Women. And the book is in there in different forms. Today it was only $1.99.
It was
for the Kindle. But I mean, this is not necessarily the case. It's probably just a special deal.
It is a special offer for the month of June.
Yeah. Okay. So, but hello, this could be $1 million deal that you signed by knowing the correct processes in different countries.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Giving
Absolutely.
conversation to birds. It's just detailed. I mean, I can't believe it. We've got Russia and Germany and every conceivable place in here. It's just wonderful.
It is.
So lovely.
Thank you, Elizabeth.